Welcome everyone to another open source live stream here with our GNU distribution, and I'm still wasting my time with this stupid LLVM Clang mono repository build stuff for Musel systems. It's not like I've done that 2 years ago already. Need to redo this stuff. But I thought, unfortunately, we now have these packages twice. What's better than some code duplication for this WebAssembly WASI sysroot. So actually, let's maybe see. I have the suspicion this will also not just the only constant change and regressions, right? So obviously with all those upstream changes, it's most likely will not just build anymore. I fear that would be WASI libc xx1501, because that of course was it, and also compiler RT. And normally this should just build, but the only constant is change here in the open source world and within regression. So I don't have high hopes. I guess we need at least to change. We could be surprised, but let's see. So this would be which even was actually okay. Let's use the normal facilities and use the log files to wipe that. Oops, that was the wrong one, but should not matter. Let's see the build. So I guess we need at least at this new LLVM CMake package is my guess. It probably should build. Actually, what was it? Alright, this was some. We had to use this special version because there was some memory block stuff that wasn't supported in some Firefox verifier. Yeah, that's what I expected. Because I was obviously trying to reuse this code here for WebAssembly for WASI stuff. And I figured it wouldn't just build for Musel, because these are, if you're wondering, these are the same packages, like LLVM based C++ SDL and compiler RT, compiler runtime, and libunwind. And it's like that can't be alright to just, this is wrong. Of course it's wrong. It's just root. So let's see. But yeah, in general, it's not very fulfilling, this work of once ever 10 build systems. Now there are 20 plus, and some would call it 2 dozens. And all of them sucks. And the packages like LLVM Clang, they do what they can to make our life somehow not easy. Because in my opinion, those single components, they should just build without all this messing around of mono repository. Like some new sites, yay, mono repositories, like what does it give us except more build headache? But what do I know? Error, so I guess, yeah, that's what I expected. That for sure, yeah, that's exactly what I expected, darn. I mean, the good thing is, the only win-win is, well, win-win. What win-win can there be in wasting my time? But the only win-win is if we can test that with this WASI stuff, then what is it raining again? Just regular family photo updates. So the only win-win of this waste of time is that we can use this previously working packages. By the way, did I have working copy changes in there? I hope not. Did I update both? Apparently I did update both. Huh? So what we then need, unfortunately, is the LLVM. And I also wonder with that, I wonder if it's worth in the long term to restructure these packages. I mean, our packages, metadata and mostly codeless packages, are already somewhat amazing to reuse. But I wonder if it would be beneficial to restructure them, to reuse them even more, like not to have this WASI, but somehow. Anyway, the possibility is endless. I wonder though if, I mean, we could maybe theoretically, I mean, the other thing to try would be, and there is also not really, there is only try. I mean, reading their sources, between reading their sources and, darn, what have I done there? Not sure what I've done there. There is not a read the freaking manual, right? The best manual you find is usually our T2 sources, which doesn't help very much if it's the stuff I need to work on. And that is the monorepository stuff, right? That instead of previously you could build them separately, now you need to build them together with some LVM sources mixed in there. Wait a second, do we probably also need to extract that? I can't mix this nonsense up. LVM version, so how do we do that? So LVM CMake. Would it work if we... Oh no, that's only one. Okay, fine. We can simply hardcode that for these. So this would be LVM CMake. And we had hard-coded that here anyway, like that. Normally our build system extracts the stuff, but just this additional surrounding nonsense is of course not helping that. I would hope, let's double check. Did I have this already extracted earlier? Oh darn, this has CMake. So we also need to, it was CMake, wasn't it? What did I just delete CMake? So also, yeah, you can't mix this nonsense up. It's, but even copy, I forgot to copy. You can't mix this up. This is, oh wait, will this even work with this? This will not even work with, I mean, if we move that, you know what, if we move that in the other order, then YLN, if we can move that, then we can, because this matches now LLVM and, or does it match CMake? Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, take this back. I wanted to move that, but can also leave it like that. I thought we had this LLVM CMake, but we don't. So LLVM CMake. We might need a CMake option for that. CXX ABI. Actually, I wonder if we need to rename that. We might actually be able to use wildcards here if we give it the name of the dash version directory. Maybe try that later if the other stuff works. So yeah, nothing like more glue code for that stuff. Let's see what happens. For me, the whole stuff is extremely depressive and stuff. Maybe we should have built this with the both. Why does it create some freaking benchmark directory now? Oh, come on, you can't make this comedy show up that this is modern open source stuff. Varidium log of 2 WASI. Did this build or? Did it build? Did it not build? What does it do here? What does it know? Download given for Google benchmark? Why does it try to download some? No download given for edit source benchmark. I mean, I guess we can disable that, but why does it freaking do that? So that is the modules external projects. You can't make this nonsense up. My blood pressure. So that let's try the other, that is compiler RT. Let's see what happens with that one before we, yeah, it's, if you think it's like a tiny little adaptation and then it's some other random shit happens, at least this builds now. So I didn't pre-test this, right? The problem with this videos, live streams here, I'm aware that it's at times maybe boring. At least this thing builds. Clang RT built-ins dash WASM32. I guess it looks alright. Then let's see what's going on with this bloody benchmark. Probably, I would hope we can disable it with some dash capital D benchmarks off or so. Modern build systems galore. You would think previous video return to Monkey Island puzzles are difficult. Like, yeah, try, good luck puzzling this monorepository stuff together. That was WASI, where do we even are here? So that is, which even was that? Is that it's the first one? So that's libc xx. I guess. And a recurring theme, why does, I understand some developers might want to do that, but normal people don't need this. I mean, normal people building the sources here, but this stuff, this code, this configure code should, in my opinion, so line 3000 line of domain-specific CMake code. I have no further questions. Oops. So 3114, what is it in? Fatal error in, so 3 will check, what even is that here? Okay, I guess that is called also from some higher level. Benchmarks, external projects of I guess this one. Benchmarks won't be able because version CMake is too old. Build Google benchmark. No, thank you very much. I don't want this. Maybe we hopefully have a conditional here for bench marks. Include build. Why does it name this include? Builds and their dependencies. I mean, why name this include? I mean, there's a problem that I really have. I mean, sure, maybe I'm perfectionist, maybe I'm not invented here syndrome affected or whatever. But in my opinion, this name is also already stupid, right? I mean, starting with bothering normal developers with downloading benchmark stuff by default, and then why is this name libcxx include benchmarks? Why is this include is for me include header files? This is libcxx only benchmarks or build benchmarks or whatever, but who in their right mind recurrently, I'm really sorry to say this, to point this out, but who would normally name this include? For me, includes are include files and not. This because this also sounds like to benchmark include files also, but I'm sure these are mostly include header files, but I wonder what interview questions they have at Google also or Apple. Have you practiced in messing up CMake files, or how would you write CMake files to make it the most annoying for third parties to build this stuff? So, here is include, this is here actually include tests of interesting. So yeah, it's in some way, shape or form new. Thanks for that. And was it the right? No, this is not the right package. Actually, we can run this without. But, and also, how this should be better. It should be better to only, like previously, if stuff wasn't there, it would simply, like if it's optional stuff, to default to off, maybe give a nice summary. Cool, this also doesn't build anymore. So one step further and still, okay, it somehow doesn't find CXXABIH now. And it starts building, so far so good. So the ABI header, I would have thought they should be there. WASI. Should this not be? So that is here. Why is that not found? Do we have some wrong hard-coded paths or CXXABI? Where are the includes here? We have here CXXABI include. You would think that should do it, huh? libcxx. I would think maybe they renamed this bloody config option. Let's clean that just not to have so many old config things laying around there. And of course this will give us a same build error. Just let's see. 6x ABI include. Yeah, thank you very much. Do we get a warning for that? libcxxABI. Yeah, here, this is manually specified variables that were not used in this project are also standalone build apparently. So I guess they renamed it, removed it. Here's some libcx. What was the ABI library path? CXX ABI include. I mean, it is documented. It wouldn't surprise me if the documentation is like so much to read the fucking manual. It's like I think how much if that is even out of date. Also, by the way, never trust the manual, right? Always like verify. Verify that this stuff is even still there. Error unsupported. Somehow this does not look the most promising. I mean, we could pass uninitialized. Include library passes. Config ABI library route, CXX ABI library path. That is documentation, handle, import, CMake module, CXX ABI. Library Here's some include path CXX. But here's something, import private header, CXX. Is that not what we have there? Maybe that is in some other conditional. Do we need, I mean, we could always YOLO that with our compiler. Or actually, no, we don't. That's actually not running through the compiler wrapper. And welcome everyone. No, so what do we have there? Maybe the easiest would be to also diff that. Do we have like the previous version? But that is, we just wasted like hours to package this stuff the other week, and now it's already out of sync for the latest version, which yeah, does it? API compile. I wonder if we could install them and simply use the system library. Okay, family is calling. Yeah, I need to figure that out. I mean, we need that. So far, so good. The only other thing, so I need to figure that out. I will patch or zip rename it or whatever. The only other thing I wonder if, so compiler RT build, right? The only other thing I wonder if we still need the full CMake sources here, if the only win-win benefit of this nonsense is that we maybe we can avoid this then and only need the stupid CMake files here if we are super lucky. Let's see if that does something. Fingers crossed. Maybe that is a benefit of this nonsense. And then I wonder, so of course this does not yet build. Where is my, maybe somewhere else, like here. If that is the same here, so if we LVM don't need that either. Again, this will not build because we need to figure out this stupid include file thing. It's more like, does it CMake configure and start building? It built so long, it probably did. Yeah, okay, maybe the only benefit is we don't need the whole of LLVM anymore. And again, manual is wrong and otherwise doesn't mention that anyway. So WASI, libc, xx, yeah, so that configures. So maybe the only other benefit is we don't need to extract the theme. So full of theme, LLVM base. So yeah, family was calling. So I hope you enjoyed this and learned something, especially as even I mean, it takes a while to get me demotivated and depressive and stuff, but this, I increasingly have no words for this anymore. But leave in the comments below how impressed you are, and then I still need to redo all of this, which in my opinion is way too boring to fiddle around with 30, 40, 60 minutes with all of LLVM's module stuff to build with usual, like native without WebAssembly. Anyway, hope you learned something, enjoyed this, and found this helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you soon for the next videos and live streams and other fun and low-level stuff to come. Or frames. Yeah.